Hey guys and gals, welcome to the channel. Got my 2005 Honda Insight. It's a great little car. Gets about 50 miles to the gallon. Really like it. Check out my roof rack. Carrying my kayaks around on this thing. I'm doing the brakes on this. I heard the brakes scrubbing or scratching just yesterday, so I figured I'd replace the brakes on it. Good thing about these hybrids, you don't have to replace the brakes on them very often. They got regenerative braking, so you know, the guy I bought it off said he had never replaced the brakes on it. It's got 130,000 miles on it, and to never have to do a brake job until now is pretty surprising. So let me show you what's going on. So a couple of the tools you're going to need for this job. Looks like you need a 12mm socket wrench. I got a floor jack. You can also do that with the jack in the car. Lug wrench. And you're going to need one of these guys. You pick one of these up at the auto store. They're a C-clamp that's used to compress the caliper. So, of course, take the tire off. So, take the tire off first. And then you get access to the caliper. Let me get some close-ups of this. Alright, so there's our caliper. A couple other tools that might be handy. I got a 14mm open-end wrench and a little bit of WD-40. The bolts that you're going to be taking off is this bolt right here, the one I'm pointing to, and then there's another one that looks just like it right underneath here. Those are the only two bolts you need to take off to get these pads off. There's also a nut right here that I was using this 14mm to hold while I got my socket wrench on right here, and I broke it. Counterclockwise breaks it. Once I broke it, took those two out, which is pretty easy. You know, I've already broken these bolts, so they're coming off pretty easy right now. I was just maybe putting a little grease in there, WD-40 to loosen them up. And there is another video on YouTube about someone taking the brakes off on a 2005 Honda Insight. It wasn't nearly as hard as it seemed like that guy was making it. And once you get those two bolts out, it's literally just these two bolts. Caliper pops right off. I'll put the caliper right there. Don't let it rest on that tube. And then these pads are just sliding right out. I mean, that needs to be replaced, of course. These pads are really cheap. I found them in AutoZone for 12 bucks. I'll get some new ones, pop them in. The other one just pops out the other side too. There's no clips or anything. Pretty simple, pretty easy. The reinstallation procedure. I'm going to use that C-clamp. I'm going to put that C-clamp on this caliper, and I'm going to compress this caliper down. One thing I also will tell you is that you also need to make sure that you open up your brake reserve reservoir so that the fluid can come up. Okay? So that's about it. I'm going to get some brake pads, put them back in. Simple, easy job. As far as brake jobs go, this is a pretty easy one. Alright, 2005 Honda Insight, brake pad replacement, pretty easy job. Like I said, two bolts and you're golden. One thing I will keep in mind, or at least let you know, you probably shouldn't wait until the brake pads are scraping to replace them. You know, I'm kind of stupid in that regard. But when that happens, you kind of scratch up your rotors. I'm not going to replace the rotors on this one. The rotors feel pretty smooth as is. I think it's going to be alright. But yeah, thanks for watching. Happy wrenching out there. Please subscribe to the channel, comment on the video, like it. I'd really appreciate it. And until next time. Alright, last parting shot, guys. I figured I'd show you guys how to compress this caliper. So, you know, I got the C-clamp in there. I just wind it down. You can just watch this part kind of move. When you're putting new pads on, you want this thing pretty flush with the caliper. Pretty simple stuff. And last thing I'll add, I want to get some of this brake lubricant. And then I put that in all the contact points so your brakes don't squeak. Later.